Boy, doesn't this part of the shop look spiffy. Got a lot of work ahead of us. So for those of you that might have seen this part of the shop in the background of some videos, seen how dirty it was and unorganized, it's still really unorganized, but it's cleaner. And if you haven't seen it, here's a picture of what it looked like. And that took probably about, I don't know, 6 hours worth of tidying up. I mainly wanted to get this floor area cleaned so I could get to that table that had a bunch of crap on it, and I needed to get the drill press out, and I wanted to get my press over here because we got a lot of drilling and pressing that we're going to have to do for the corn planter. These are all the parts for the Precision Planter Solutions kit. This is, I bought it through SI Distribution. I think their box is around here somewhere. It's over there. SI Distributing, I think is what it was. And there's gonna be a lot of drilling and a lot of pressing, so I wanted a good spot to do it. This spot's pretty well lit. We got 2 lights. They've got new bulbs, and they worked before we changed the bulbs, but now they're not working. So these aren't the greatest lights in the world, but it's fairly well lit, and this is where we're going to be spending a lot of our time this winter when we start doing this project. I'm still a few days away from being able to start on any of this. I just got a little free time and got this cleaned up. I got to work on my minivan, and I still got to take the corn planter apart all the way so we can get to that. But I thought I'd show you guys this little bit to start the video off, and the rest of the video we should be taking the corn planter apart. So I'll see you then. All right, it's finally time to get working on this thing again. I've got this whole side apart. I did that about this time last year, and tried to figure out how everything comes apart on it, and I've already forgot how that works, and I still got that half to do. But we're gonna start on this side and work across. I'm going to start cutting all these U-bolts off. I'm not going to do the wheels right this second. I need to get everything off of it because I'm going to be putting Precision Planter Solution bushings in all the row units. So I need to get all these brackets off. I need to get all them arms off the planter units, and I gotta go through and drill them out and put bushings in them. So I want to get everything stripped off so I can start doing that. It's, what is it today? It's right towards the end of January. It's January 28th, and the last video you guys seen was the odds and ends video. I talked about how probably be going out of town for work this year. Well, I'm going February 5th to Virginia as of right now, so the plan is for me to be down there for a few months, maybe till the end of March or so, and then I'll probably be out of town again, going to a different job in Fort Wayne, Indiana, which is only about 2 hours from home instead of 10 hours from home. But I don't have to go to Virginia. I want to go to Virginia. I think it might not be a fun experience, but it'll be an experience, and I want to make some money this year. Sitting at home, I don't make hardly any money. So I don't know what that's going to do for farming stuff this year. I've kind of already in my mind made the sacrifice to sacrifice some farming stuff because I want to make some money this year. I want to get some stuff paid off and just be in a better spot. So we're gonna try to do as much farming as we can. Hopefully, depending on how things go, we might not have this corn planter to use for this year, just because I've been lazy this winter in trying to get it done. I didn't have much motivation since I've been off to work on this. So we're gonna do what we can get done, and that's all we can do. So let's get at her. Okay, there's 2 rows worth of stuff. As you can see, there's some bolts stuck in a couple of them arms, and that was one of my reasonings for wanting to go with the precision planter kit. Is I didn't want that to happen. I don't think those are supposed to be frozen in there, so they were wearing out other parts. The precision kit, just, I like the idea of it. It seems like a pretty good idea. Yeah, it costs a little bit more than if you were to replace just the bolts, washers, and bushings, but you don't have to worry about your arms getting wore out and any of your other hard pieces getting wore out, as long as those bushings never turn free in there. So, because I don't want to have to buy all this stuff when that stuff gets wore out. So it's, I don't know, I didn't price the bolts out, but it's probably quite a bit more than doing just the bolts and bushings, but we're gonna give it a shot. I think it's a good concept, so it might be a money racket, but I fell for it, so we're gonna use it. But that's this side stripped, other than this bar and the wheels. I just want to get it down to that stage, so I got to do this side now. And what fought me the most on the other side was this shaft that run through there. I had a hard time getting it disconnected over there, because then all I did was take the bolts out that hold the bearings to the row units, and then I pulled that all out as one unit and fed the chains off, and then tried taking bolts out of everything. But I think what I'm going to do this time, once I get that out and all this crap out of the way, since I have this handy lifting tool right here, I will probably just hang on to those with a chain and cut the U-bolts and set them out here, pull all the stuff off that I need, and should make life a little bit easier. I could cut the chains with the torch. I didn't buy a new chain, but I think I was going, I don't remember if I was going to put new chains on them or not. We'll decide later. I won't cut them. I don't want to like completely restore this planter, but I do want to go through it good enough that I shouldn't have to go through it for a long time. I don't want to have to buy another planter anytime soon, and I want this one, I want to turn this one into a pretty nice unit. I want to add some of the fun stuff. I like all that fun stuff they put on the planters, and I was talking with a guy, and he thought it would be cool if you could put air downforce on these, and maybe we'll look into doing something like that, because I like all that stuff. It really interests me. I like that precision ag stuff. So will it happen tomorrow? No. Will it happen next year? No. Might happen in 5 years or whatever, but we're gonna go through and we're gonna make it a really nice planter. That's why we're doing this. Well, we're doing this because we got to narrow it up to be able to use it, but we're going through it pretty good. So yeah, let me clean some stuff up and we'll work on this side. So I got everything cleared away from the back, and I just got done taking the wiring harness off of the planter because I don't want to burn it. It has sensors in every row to detect if seeds falling out, and that's what I got laying here on the ground. It's four individual sets of 3 that go down to a main that go to that plug, and these adapt from the really little wire that's on there to this bigger wire that goes to the sensors. And I tried to unhook it, and you can see that happened there. That's got the male and the female, and it was pulled out when we got it. There's wires disconnected everywhere. That protective sheath coming off. They sell them new. I think they're a little pricey. It's not something we really need, but something we will probably replace. If I had to use this corn planter tomorrow and everything was ready except for that, it could be used kind of deal. But I am going to be sitting in a hotel with a lot of time with nothing to do, so might be able to recreate that. I'd have to look into it, see how it's done, because everything goes into this sealed deal and then into this. So I mean, it probably wouldn't be a super hard project, and you'd have to disconnect everything from this plug because you'd have to reuse this plug. That's what goes into the monitor. So I mean, you can see all the wires, how little they are. So we're gonna set this off to the side for now. Pretty sure Shoop sells these. If not, there, I'm sure I could find a company that does. I'm more than likely, well, since I'm going out of town, I am not going to the farm show this year, which is unfortunate because I haven't missed the farm show since I started going, except the year that they closed it down for COVID, which wasn't my fault. I couldn't go. They just didn't have it. Since I think 2000 and I was in high school. It would have been, I'm gonna have to look. I have them on my Facebook page. I want to say 2013. I think was the first year I went. I haven't missed one in, well, that'd be 11 years. Well, 10 years since they didn't have one the one year. But anyways, let's work on getting this off. These aren't too hard, like I said. I just take them. There's 4 of them bearing cups. They're bearing holder deals, and that unit right there, which fought me on the other one. So we'll get these out, pull that shaft out, and then we'll be ready for some heavy artillery. Alright, after spending 15 minutes looking for some tools that I misplaced, which I mean never happens around here, I got all the bolts out of them, and there's only 2 bearings in them other ones. So I forgot that these bearing housings, they also act as the stop for the planter box from falling down all the way. So I remember how I did this. I took the top bolts out, let the planter box pivot down, and take the weight off of that, and I didn't do that this time. So I'm learning again, so I'm going to take them top 4 bolts out, let the boxes pivot down, and then I can get that shaft out of there. So we'll get that done. So there it is. All the row units off of it. It's not completely disassembled yet, but it's as far as I'm going to take it for now. It's all I need to take it for now. I'll have to work on getting some other stuff off of it at a later date, but I just needed to get them row units off so I can start drilling them and get them done. But we got to take the wheels off, move them in, and the more I look at it, the more someone's gonna have to talk me into not painting it. But I think it's gonna get a paint job. I'm gonna have it this far apart. Why not paint it? You know, the planer transmission's gonna come off of it, so I won't have to worry about painting around that. That stuff comes off, it'll be easy to paint around that. The wheels will be off of it, it'll be easy to paint. And I mean, all the hydraulic lines will be off of it because we're gonna get new hydraulic lines, and I might not need them for the wheels, but the wheels are gonna be moved in more, so they'll be shorter. And I don't know what the condition is of those. Definitely for the markers though, all the rubber's off of them. I'm still deciding on if I want to cut it down because it's not going to need to be a whole 2 foot wider, and I don't know. I always do this when I get into projects. I just keep going and going and going, and then usually you lose ambition and never finishing them. But I think as I get older, that's getting wore out of me. So yeah, I think this thing's gonna get painted. Probably won't be white red, if that makes any sense, but it might be a Massey Ferguson red, something along that lines, or whatever I can get from Tractor Supply. We're not going to do an automotive paint job on it, although we're probably going to have Nick paint it, or help paint it. I've never done a big painting project like that, and I've always just been a little leery of it, but I see people do it all the time like it's no big deal. So won't necessarily have to get in and do the row units because they'll probably come off again later on. Depends on how long this project stretches out. If we don't get it done and use it this year, which I don't 100% have to, and it probably won't due to how my work schedule is more than likely going to be. But these, I would like to tighten up the gauge wheels. There's a kit that you can do that. They don't really need new blades, but there's some stuff I'd like to do to them too that I was planning on doing later on, you know. But depending on how long this stretches out and what the money situations are, you might get a whole complete rebuild and paint job all in one whack. If not, it might be a 2-part deal. But anyways, that's enough rambling on about that. The more I look at it, the more I just want to keep going and strip it down to every individual piece and sand it and paint it. But that's not what we're doing now. Let's go show you what we're gonna do, what the next video is gonna be. This is just gonna be a teardown video of that. But I brought all the parts other than the row units. They'll get drilled out where they're at. But I got all the parts here on the bench. So this is all the stuff that's ready to be drilled. There's no bushings. There's no bushings. There's no bolts. This stuff over here, these have bolts in them. I don't know how I'm gonna get them bolts out. I think I'm gonna cut the heads off of them and put them in the press them out. These will be no problem with the press because they're not one unit. And then these two have bushings stuck in them still down at that end. So, but this stuff will get painted for sure. Yeah, we were just gonna say I'm gonna paint the mainframe too. It'd be stupid to not to. That's why I hate getting into projects sometimes, because I just keep going down the rabbit hole. I want to do things right. And I know sometimes you just gotta wait to do things right, but real internal battle here. But anyways, we'll call this a video. If I don't get to drilling these out before I go to Virginia, it'll be a while before you guys get a video. This might be the last video you see for a while, because this will be released the Friday right before I go to Virginia. So we'll see. I got to get some stuff rounded up, because I'm going to be gone for weeks at a time. I got to get some stuff rounded up and get some stuff in order. So I mean, this isn't a priority. It's just I had a day today to goof around, so I got to get all my mess cleaned up over there, and tools kind of organized and tidied up, because like I said, it's going to be a couple months before I'm back here to probably do some good work. So anyways, before I just keep rambling on, we will catch you guys sometime.